Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Lieutenant Colonel Stephen A. Polacek, good afternoon and welcome to the 296th Brigade Support Battalion Change of Command ceremony. We would also like to welcome those of you who are joining us virtually and thank you for your participation. Today, Lieutenant Colonel Polacek will relinquish command of the 296th Brigade Support Battalion to the incoming commander, Lieutenant Colonel Harry Mars IV. On the floor in front of you are the units participating in today's ceremony, composed of the battalion headquarters and headquarters company, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie companies, and unit colors assigned to Frontline Battalion. Today's ceremony is a reflection of procedures practiced since the birth of our Army in 1775. The formation of troops, centered on the national flag, represents the unified purpose of the Army and its willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice in the defense of the nation. Next to the national flag is the unit colors. This closeness to the national flag symbolizes the trust placed on the Army by the nation. Representing each unit is the battalion colors and company guidons. Each is a symbol of pride, tradition, and history. Unit colors serve to mark the location of an organization's headquarters and its commander. When a unit's colors are removed from the headquarters, such as for today's ceremony, they remain under guard. This is more than tradition. It is a solemn recognition and devotion to the sacrifice and gallantry of all who have ever served under those colors. The task of guarding the unit colors is an honor given only to the finest of soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Frontline Battalion would like to recognize our distinguished visitors for today's ceremony. Please hold your applause until the end. Command Sergeant Major Bulmer, Colonel Ellis, Colonel Kent, Colonel and Mrs. Doyle, Colonel and Mrs. Bordwell, Command Sergeant Major and Mrs. Langs, Colonel and Mrs. Wazinski, Colonel Retired Pate, and Colonel Retired and Mrs. Sled. Please join me in a round of applause for all our distinguished visitors. The reviewing officer for today's ceremony is Colonel Jared D. Bordwell, commander of the 1st Brigade, 2nd Infantry Division, Stryker Brigade Combat Team. The host commander is Lieutenant Colonel Stephen A. Polacek, commander of the Frontline Battalion. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Major Nathan P. Collins, executive officer for the Frontline Battalion. The color guard is from Frontline Battalion and under the direction of the battalion Command Sergeant Major Eric D. Richardson. Please direct your attention to the VIP seating area. At this time, PFC Kinsella from Alpha Company is presenting a bouquet of red roses in full bloom to Mrs. Polacek. The roses symbolize the color of the heart, the care, and the concern Mrs. Polacek has shown to the soldiers and families of the Frontline Battalion over the past 2 years. His children, Sydney and Sawyer, are also being presented tokens of appreciation. At this time, Specialist DeLong from Alpha Company is presenting a bouquet of budding yellow roses to Mrs. Mars. The yellow color is a sign of welcome, and the budding flowers are in anticipation of things to come. His children, Maggie and Harry V, are also being presented tokens of appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation provided by the Frontline Battalion Chaplain, Chaplain Spencer, the arrival of the official party, and the singing of the National Anthem.
If you would, please bow with me. God, there is a time for everything, a time to celebrate, to remember, to reflect on the past, and to prepare for new beginnings. As we stand looking across a new land, we ask for success and guidance. We ask today for success for all of us, the incoming command and the outgoing command. We're thankful we were able to share this time with Lieutenant Colonel Stephen A. Polacek. We know and love Sarah and Sydney and Sawyer, and I am personally thankful, God, that they love Army families so much. Thank you for allowing us to share this small sliver of their lives with us. They will be missed, and we ask you to bless them. We thank you for the success we have had through the challenges of many training rotations, all the laughter and the exhaustion that comes along with command. And as we turn a new chapter in our lives, we plead for blessings for our new commander, Lieutenant Colonel Harry Mars IV. Give him the strength and courage it takes so that we can put our best foot forward as a battalion. We ask for peace for his family, his wife Kelly, his daughter Maggie, and his son Harry V. May the Mars family feel loved and supported. Moving forward, God, we ask that your hand protect us all in these uncertain times. Give us all open ears, open minds, and open hearts. Through your power, I ask these things. Amen.
In just a moment, you will hear the commander of troops, Major Collins, call the battalion to attention. Please be seated. The change of command ceremony is a simple, traditional event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. The key to the change of command is the passing of the unit colors. These colors represent not only the heritage and the history of the unit, but also the unity and loyalty of its soldiers. The colors are the commander's symbol of authority, representing his responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commander is, there also are the colors. The custodian of the colors is the Command Sergeant Major. As the senior enlisted soldier in the Frontline Battalion, Command Sergeant Major Richardson is both the spokesperson for the loyalty and concerns of the soldiers and a principal advisor to the commander. The passing of the colors symbolizes the transfer of authority from the outgoing commander to the incoming commander. The passing of the colors demonstrates to the soldiers of the unit the old commander has passed the mantle of leadership to the new commander, and with this must also pass the loyalty of the soldiers to their new commander. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5, the undersigned assumes command of the 296th Brigade Support Battalion, effective 26 January 2021, signed Harry Mars IV, Lieutenant Colonel, Logistics, Commanding. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 1st Stryker Brigade Combat Team, Colonel Jared D. Bordwell.
Distinguished guests, family, and friends attending both physically and virtually, thank you for sharing this day with both the Ghost Team and the Frontline Family. Special recognition for our distinguished guests, Sergeant Major Bulmer, Colonel Ellis, Colonel Burke, other distinguished guests, leaders from within JBLM community, thank you for attending and being part of this ceremony. Today as a brigade, we conduct our 4th and final change of command in a 2-week period. All these events have provided us opportunities to recognize the numerous accomplishments of leaders and soldiers within this brigade. But today is special. Today we have the opportunity to publicly recognize our Brigade Support Battalion and the Polacek Command Team. As you know, I was once told by my battalion command sergeant major when I was a battalion commander that a mark of a good unit is their ability to manage transition. Transition of leaders, transition with an environment. Bottom line, transition is hard. It's one of the hardest things an organization does on a daily basis. That's why only good units accomplish this task and do it seamlessly. Like a good commander, I didn't question my sergeant major, but I do believe that the key element he failed to highlight was the requirement and the presence of strong leaders. Without strong leaders, like Stephen, units struggle with transition. Over the past 7 months, I've been able to observe Stephen manage transition. Whether managing logistics, command maintenance, or training both here at JBLM and the Joint Readiness Training Center, I've been continually impressed with his professionalism, leadership, and ability to be the voice of his peer groups when he needed to be that voice. Stephen, I speak for all the maneuver guys when I say your leadership has directly contributed to the success of each and every battalion within this brigade and impacted the division as a whole. With that said, we all know that Stephen's success is greatly enhanced by his spouse, Sarah. This command team is truly awesome to watch, a command team that provides all of us an example of what soldiers and families deserve from their leaders. Sarah, thank you for everything that you have done and will continue to do, not only for this brigade, but for your battalion. We wish you both the best of luck as you hang around as the DCO for a little bit and then transition on to your next adventure in the Army. I would like to welcome the Mars family to the brigade. It's truly awesome to have you guys on board. You're inheriting an incredible and exceptional unit. Care for them, lead them, and inspire them. That is what they deserve. Welcome to the team, and I look forward to serving with you. Trust in me, arrive in silence.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing commander of the 296th Brigade Support Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Stephen A. Polacek.
Command Sergeant Major Bulmer, Colonel Ellis, Colonel Mrs. Bordwell, Command Sergeant Major Mrs. Lang, Colonel Retired Stephen Pate, and for those dialed in online, watching virtually, Colonel and Mrs. Wazinski, Colonel Retired Keith and Wendy Sled, distinguished guests, friends and family of the Frontline Battalion, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to attend today's ceremony. First, my parents, I'd like to thank them. We were unable to make it due to COVID restrictions, but had they not shipped me off to New Mexico Military Institute at the age of 17, I would not be standing here today. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always supporting me in whatever I choose to do. Next, I'd like to thank the many mentors I've had the pleasure of serving with over the past 18 years. Major General Retired Stephen Tom, Colonel Retired Steve Pate, Colonel Retired Keith Sled, Colonel Chris Dexter, Colonel Stephen Phillips, and my predecessor, Steve Crow. Notice the theme, that there's a lot of Stevens on that list. Gentlemen, thank you for placing your trust and confidence in me and for putting me in positions to be successful. You've all had a profound and positive impact on my career and shaped me into the person and leader I am today. I can't thank you all enough. Colonel Bordwell and Colonel Wazinski, thank you both for your leadership, guidance, and mentorship. It has been an absolute pleasure serving under your commands in the Ghost Brigade, and I'm truly appreciative for your support to all sustainment soldiers across the formation. Their jobs are often thankless and never-ending, and the support of the brigade commander reinforces how important their roles are in keeping the brigade in the fight. For the past 22 months, the The Frontline Battalion has seen and executed numerous training events and exercises from across the Pacific in support of Pacific Pathways, to the Yakima National Training Centers, and most recently to Fort Polk, Louisiana, in support of the 5th SBAB. Throughout these training exercises, the battalion has been praised for numerous accomplishments. Some of these include maintenance teams contributing to the brigade being identified as the fastest ever to achieve 90% equipment turn-in at the National Training Center. Praised by the gold miner team as the best BSB to come through the National Training Center in more than 30 rotations. The fastest unit to complete 5 corners operations in more than 40 rotations at the Joint Readiness Training Center. And maintaining personnel readiness across the battalion, we've held the top spot for both company and battalion in the brigade for human resources metrics for the last 3 quarters straight. None of these accomplishments would have been possible without the outstanding soldiers, non-commissioned officers, warrant officers, and officers I've been fortunate enough to serve with during my time in command. This includes more than 400 soldiers representing more than 65 MOSs, and I've seen 24 different company commanders to include the FSCs, 14 primary staff officers in the BSB, 7 field grade officers, and 2 command sergeants major. I'd like to give a special thank you to all of my Iron Majors, Majors Rue, Groves, Rollins, Bacha, Keel, Collins, and Woodruff. You all have done the heavy lifting. It made my job incredibly easy, and I'm truly blessed to have been surrounded by such a fine cast of talented logisticians and leaders. Of particular importance to any commander is their command sergeant major and battle buddy. And I hit the jackpot in being paired with 2 of the finest sergeants major anyone could hope for. Jeff and Eric, Sarah and I have enjoyed every moment of this journey with you, Heidi and Pam, and we're proud of all the accomplishments we have achieved together in building and strengthening the Frontline family. Lastly, and most importantly, I'd like to thank my beautiful wife and best friend, Sarah, who I've known since we were 4 years old and grew up only a block apart in a small town in Southern Oregon. For the past 18 years we've been together, and for 15.5 years of marriage, you've been by my side through countless training exercises, travel, schools, and more than 3 years of deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. Through all these challenges, you've been my biggest cheerleader and sounding board, and for the past 2 years, you have poured your heart and soul into building a dedicated team of spouses and soldier and family readiness groups in each company. The team and systems you helped to put in place allowed the battalion to complete our rotation to the National Training Center during the onset of the COVID pandemic, and the soldiers in the field always knew their families were taken care of back home. Somehow with all this, over the last 14 years, you've managed to find time to raise our 2 amazing children, Sydney and Sawyer. I can't thank the 3 of you enough for always supporting me and allowing me to remain dedicated to taking care of soldiers and their families. I love you all very much, and I'm looking forward to spending a lot more time together as we move on to our next assignment, probably post-DCO. As difficult as it is to leave command, I'm thrilled to have passed the colors to such an exceptional and talented leader as Lieutenant Colonel Harry Mars. Over the past few weeks, I've had the chance to get to know you and your family, and I can't think of a better team to lead the Frontline Battalion and continue building on this outstanding reputation and legacy of this organization. Harry, Kelly, Maggie, and little H. Sarah and I wish you all the best and many successes over the next 2 years and beyond. Enjoy every moment of command, because they're going to fly by, and it's absolutely the best job in the Army, Harry. Again, thank you all for attending today's ceremony. Trust in me. Arrive in silence. Always ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 296th Brigade Support Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Harry Mars IV.
Colonel Bordwell, Stephen, thank you for the kind words. General Brunson, Colonel Ellis, Colonel Burke, Command Sergeant Majors Balmer, Langs, fellow command teams and spouses, thank you for taking time from your busy schedules to attend today's ceremony. Also to General Brunson and Colonel Bordwell, I look forward to this opportunity to command under your leadership. To Stephen, Sarah, Sydney, and Sawyer, Kelly and I sincerely appreciate the warm welcome, and we thank you for all you've done with this fine unit. We wish you the best in all of your future endeavors. To Kelly, Maggie, and little Harry, thank you for all your continued support and dedication over these years. I love you guys dearly, and what a ride it has been. To my dad and my mentors who are dialed in or that couldn't make it today, thank you for believing in me, for your investment, and for your leadership. Lastly, to Sergeant Major Richardson, and the soldiers of the 296th. You look magnificent. I am truly humbled and honored to serve with you. I am excited for what lies ahead. Let's take this to the next level. Thank you. Trust in me, arrive in silence, always ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join us in singing the 7th Infantry Division March and the Army Song. The lyrics can be found in your program. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a moment to say your farewells to Lieutenant Colonel Polacek at the center of the reviewing stand. Invited guests are welcome to join Lieutenant Colonel and Mrs. Mars at a reception located in the upstairs breezeway. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for attending. Always ready, arrive in silence, trust in me.